I want to start this off by saying, no, I cannot change it out of light mode. I have no clue why it's like this. Literally everything else on this app is in dark mode, except the bracket. And two, I did not look hard enough for a place to actually predict these. So we're just going to do it right here. But, hello everyone. Welcome to, I don't know if this video is going up first or the Euros prediction one. Welcome to the July 4th videos. We're doing football today. Or shall I call it soccer? Because it's July 4th. Us Americans, we don't call it football. We call our football football. You call it American football, we call it football. We call your football soccer. And we're better like that. Yeah, it's July 4th. A happy July 4th to everyone. Go set off some fireworks. Unrightfully hate the British for no reason. Speaking of the Americans, I know this is a prediction video, but we have to start off with that American-Uruguay. Now, I'm not going to spend too long on this because this is not the point of the video. But this game had the worst reffing I have ever seen. This game had the worst reffing you have ever seen. Now, I haven't watched much soccer games because I don't live in a soccer majority place like Europe, parts of Europe, or like South America. You know, we do have stuff like the MLS, but who cares about the MLS? Who cares about the MLS? Except St. Louis City FC. They're mid, but they're cool. But this reffing job was the worst job I've ever seen. And I know you've probably seen all these, but one guy gets stepped on, Matt Turner. He gets the yellow, or Tyler Adams, I mean. This dude, Tyler Adams, gets stepped on by a Uruguayan player, and he gets the yellow card. He gets the yellow card. Two, they were giving out a yellow card to Chris Richards, right? And the ref let him play advantage Uruguay. They just let him play while he was handing out the yellow card. You can't do that. You can't do that. And they almost scored off of it because no one was ready for it. Because everyone thought it would have stopped play. Then, in vain of something like that, there was an obvious handball. And, you know, it wasn't called. So, Pulisic goes and gets the ball. He has a clear advantage down the pitch. And then they blew it off halfway across the pitch because of the handball. Now, yes, that's the right call, but the dude's already playing advantage. It was just too late to call that. And then, one of the most egregious ones was the Uruguayan goal by Matthias Oliveira. One of them, I don't know if it was the direct guy who scored the goal, but one of them was clearly offside. Even with the weird camera angle and the weird line, he was clearly offside. It takes like 2 to 3 minutes to check it, and they call it onside, and they gave him the goal. What are they doing? And that ref, I forgot his name. His name was all over. I forgot his name. Frankly, I don't care about his name because he robbed. Now, would this have mattered? Probably not, because, you know, Panama won 3-1. We lost the Panama. But this ref this referee gave the game to Uruguay, as it likely would have been a draw, and the Americans had, momentum. Bolivia and Panama just tied 1-1, so the United States had momentum, and then they allowed the Uruguayans to score like that, and then all the momentum in the stadium is sapped out. So, if this goal is disallowed, who knows what happens? Maybe the United States wins. Now, I'm not going to put it back to them to, concede another goal because the Uruguayans are desperate. Because the coach, Greg Berhalter, he sucks. You saw him right there for a half a second there. Just wait for it. That guy. He sucks. He should be fired. He should be fired. Dude should have been fired. He should have. He's not fired yet. But he should have been fired. And everyone who's a fan of the USMNT hopes he is fired for the World Cup. Anyway, small spiel over. The other thing that I was about to say was that referee refused to shake Pulisic's hand, and that referee also had another small scandal where he awarded a penalty to some junior team, and then an investigation occurred where they found a jersey, was it multiple jerseys of that team given to that referee? So he's obviously had past experiences with rigging games. This thing also happened in Mexico where they were robbed of penalties. And we can talk about the refs in the Panama game too. They also suck. So there might be a major conspiracy against Mexico and the United States, maybe. Anyway, back to the original scheduled video. We have the Copa America bracket all set up. It's smaller than Euros because third place teams are not let in. There's also less teams. So it's smaller than Euros. So it's just quarterfinals, semifinals, and then finals, with also a third place game, which I do not think the Euros have. Call me out if I'm wrong. So we're going to start from the top. I may as well just predict everything now because, this is the bracket. I can't, show that I'm predicting it, but I'm predicting it. Argentina, I mean, they're gonna win. Argentina is gonna win. Apparently, these are the first and second teams in Copa. Look at all these stats. 12 goals. 3 goals given away. 4 clean sheets and 41 shots on goal. Now, I don't know what any of that means. I can be completely wrong with what I said. This might not even relate to the tournament. But Argentina is clearly the best team. I don't see anyone beating them except Mexico's not there. I meant to say Brazil. And honestly, Brazil looks shaky too. They might not even beat Uruguay. So, I'm taking Argentina 3-0. Ecuador might put up a fight, but I'm taking Argentina. Now, onto games that actually mean something. We have Venezuela and we have Canada. Now, Canada is an okay team. If the Americans played Canada, I think the Americans would. But Canada is a pretty good team. Venezuela, I've not seen much from Venezuela, so let's go look at some Venezuela games. Okay, they're 3-0. Where does it do this? There we go. Yeah, Venezuela look really good, apparently. (3-0) against Jamaica. 1-0 against Mexico. Cool. Mexico is a pretty good team. And then 2-1 against Ecuador. While Canada 1-0 against Peru. They played Argentina in the first game, so you can kind of mark that off. They were obviously going to lose to them. And then we have Chile, which they draw to Chile. Canada is an alright team, but I don't think they can beat Venezuela. So I have Argentina and Venezuela going on to the semifinals. I obviously have Argentina going to the finals. Because let's be honest with ourselves. If someone beats Argentina, I'm going to be shocked. They're the best team in the world. No one compares to them in this tournament. I don't think there's even a top 10 team left. Uruguay's like 12th. Or they're either 12th or 15th. And that might be the closest one. Venezuela could put a run up to their money. Of course. I don't know what the Argentines use as currency. In fear of getting it wrong, I'm not going to say. But they could make a run for the Argentine money. But I just don't see it happening. I see it going 2-1 in favor of Argentina. And then, of course, Argentina will make the finals. And then Venezuela will make the third place round to the bottom of the bracket with Uruguay and Brazil. Brazil, no offense, they kind of look anemic currently. Played Costa Rica, Paraguay, and Colombia. They draw to some just absolutely horrendous team. And I forgot which one. Okay, then they didn't draw a horrendous team. They drew Colombia. Oh wait, they also drew their first game. They beat Paraguay 4-1. I mean, Paraguay may suck, right? Yeah, Paraguay may suck, but they beat Paraguay 4-1. And then in their first match, they drew Costa Rica 0-0. This Brazil team is not good. Yes, I know. Is it Neymar? I think it's Neymar. You can tell I'm not too savvy in soccer. Now, yeah, Neymar is injured. He's not playing for Brazil. But still, Brazil is one of the best teams in the league. And they drew twice. And Uruguay, we've seen Uruguay. They won all 3 of their games. They beat the United States. Which you can argue that the United States are better than Brazil. Because they drew them in the friendlies leading up to the Copa America. So I feel like Uruguay can comfortably take this game 2-0. I wouldn't put it behind Brazil to, win the game. It just, from what we've seen, I don't believe it. And then Colombia, Panama. We've seen the Panama games. Of course, they had Bolivia so in their group. So they suck. They obviously suck, right? Just ignore them beating the United States 2-1. They suck. So Colombia beat Paraguay 2-1. That's a bit concerning that it was 2-1. And they beat Costa Rica 3-0, so that's good. And then they were the ones that, drew Brazil. So we're likely seeing a rematch between Colombia and Brazil. Because, honestly, I just don't want to believe that Panama can win this. Because, they basically screwed our team. If we had beat or drew Panama, we would have made it out of the group stage. We would have made it out of the group stage. Or we likely would have made it out of the group stage. But what can you do? I feel like this one goes to penalties for some reason. I'll say 1-1 Colombia. 3-2. And, they don't have extra time in Copa America for some reason. So it's just that 90 minutes and then the penalty shootout. So then in the semifinal game, we have Uruguay and Colombia. And although I'd wish to believe that Uruguay would lose to Colombia here, I don't see it happening. I think Uruguay is the second best team. It's either Uruguay or Brazil, and I believe that Uruguay is a little better, at least right now, with how Brazil are playing. So I think Uruguay will likely beat Colombia, probably a 2-0, and move on to the finals to play Argentina. In the third place game, which would be Colombia and Venezuela, I have Venezuela winning 3-2. It'll be a shootout. I was thinking about penalties for a second, but I don't think it'll go to penalties. I feel like a late goal by Venezuela will give them the bronze medal. And then, come on. And then the potential final at least, between Argentina and Uruguay. Both similar flags. They both have suns, they both have blue. Just, Uruguay kind of looks like the Americans, and Argentina kind of looks like Austrians, with, the sun in the middle. Between those two teams, I can't pick against Argentina. I think they win, 3-1, maybe, to win the Copa America title. With Uruguay getting in second, unfortunately, because they knocked out the Americans. But that's really all I have to say. I don't know if this one or the Euro one is coming out first, but I want to say again, happy 4th of July. Go party it up. Go shoot some fireworks, and that's it. Peace.